So the results of my dehydration of hard-boiled eggs, and this is half of them, and I ground them and wasn't happy with them. The texture feels oily, or well, actually it feels just like the yolk of an egg when it's hard-boiled, so it just doesn't feel dry to me, and it would not powder any further than this. Perhaps my unit isn't strong enough, but anyway, this is only half of it, so I took the other half and put it on the dehydrator in one of the plastic trays I have. I'll get that now. Okay, so I only have one of these plastic trays, so I took half of it and put it back on the dehydrator for another day, and I can tell you that it still feels exactly like that bunch. It still has the feel of yolk that's just been hard-boiled. So I can't really say that I'm happy with the results here. And if you know that hard-boiled yolk has a bit of a greasy feel. Okay, and I used my magic bullet to grind this lot, and it did okay, but it certainly didn't turn it into a powder. Now this is the bunch that went on the dehydrator for an extra day, and I am going to try grinding this in my little coffee grinder, which is a little bit more powerful than the magic bullet, but you can only do a tiny bit at a time. Okay, well that definitely ground it much better than the other batch, but it's still got a damp feeling. I'm going to wait till it cools because putting it through that seemed to warm it up a bit. Okay, and I'll grind the rest of this, and perhaps I'll even put that through it. I don't know if it's just the tools I have for grinding aren't really doing the job, but this should. Now that has been through the dehydrator for 2 days, 24 hours. and it just still feels moist to me. And it still clumps. Not at all happy with it. The best I think I can do is just leave it to air dry. So I think for leaving the egg whites and the egg yolk separated is probably not a good thing for trying to turn it into a powder. Certainly is grinding it better than that thing did. And considering that these are approximately 9 eggs, that's approximately 3 eggs in this. Because there were 18 eggs altogether. Now you see how that still seems very, very damp. Okay, this is the one that has been through the dehydrator twice, and it's very grainy. This one has been left to air dry, and I'm going to switch and leave these on my dining room table to air dry, and perhaps I will grind them again if that works. Okay, let's try grinding this batch a bit more. Now this has only been through the dehydrator once, and then it was put through the magic bullet. Definitely seems better. So putting it through the second time did not help. Okay. Okay, the other thing I'm going to do is leave this out to air dry as well. But I like the fact that it didn't stick to the bottom quite the same. I did have some on this second lot, but not like the first batch. Still appears to be a lot of moisture in this. As I said, it still has the feel of an egg yolk when it's been hard boiled. Okay, and since I'm not really happy with the results here, and I don't believe in giving up, I'm going to try doing a raw batch and see how that works. Okay. See if it'll dry better. As you can see, it's still caking up there. That tells me there's still a lot of moisture in this. It feels like there's a lot of moisture in it. I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to feel. once again, we'll just spread this out and leave it to air dry some more and see if that helps. Okay, this was batch number 1 that went through the dehydrator once only, and that's the one with the torn edge. Okay, I've got everything ready again. I have 7 eggs, and I only have one of these trays that I can actually put the eggs on, so I'm only going to do 7 eggs, and I'm going to just break them and beat it up through my little magic bullet, and I'm going to do them raw this time and see if that makes any difference. I absolutely did not like the cooked method, or hard-boiled egg cooked method. Just didn't seem to work out for me. I'm hoping 7 eggs will be fine here. Alright, so I have just blended it very quickly. And that is enough. And I have 2 choices. I can either pour it right here and walk it over to my dehydrator, or let's see if I can do this. I'm going to put that in now and put the balance in after I've walked it over. Okay. Okay, 7 eggs was definitely the limit. It would have been better if I had only done 6. I'll know that for the next time. Okay, the update on the potato chips that I made, and I will be making more of these. This is what they look like. Fairly translucent little potato bits. And I'm going to dehydrate these just to see how they come back. Just do a small amount here. That you can use them for home fries if they're dehydrated. Now, if I was going to put them in a stew or a soup, I would just throw them in like this and let them dehydrate in the soup itself. Okay, I'm just waiting for the water to boil, and when it's boiled, I will come back. Okay, my water is boiled. I'm going to pour it into the potatoes, and I'm going to, it's hot water. I'm going to set the timer for 15 minutes and see how they've done after 15 minutes, or if not, then we'll determine how long it takes for these to rehydrate. Okay, so that has been rehydrating for about half an hour, and it's not quite there yet. So my recommendation is either leave it longer, or what I'm going to do, yeah, it's still chewy. I have purchased a cuber, a vegetable cuber, and it is smaller than the one I was using, the French fry chipper. So the idea here probably is to try to make smaller potato bits, and that should also rehydrate quicker. Of course, it probably doesn't hurt to leave them as is as well. You just have to leave them longer than half an hour, I would say. Probably an hour to get them fully hydrated. And as long as you know that, you can do that ahead of time. And lesson learned, smaller potatoes will rehydrate faster, obviously. And do not hard boil eggs and then try to dehydrate them. I am attempting the raw method, and we'll see how that works. And if it works, I will be making lots of them, and if it doesn't, it won't. As well, the potatoes, I definitely want to make lots of dehydrated potatoes, but I do want to use a smaller potato chunk, or I would grate it, and I really don't want to grate them. I'd rather have the chunks, but I may do both. Okay, I hope you enjoyed hearing about the results of my dehydration of eggs and potatoes, and we will catch you on the next one. Bye for now.